Yo, welcome back. If you were here yesterday and you're back again, I applaud you. If not, welcome to the stream. Any questions, just put them in chat and I'll be happy to reply to them. Here's Nightbot being helpful as ever. Right. So where did we leave off yesterday? Is I think during the summary or the demo we or at least I noticed that there were some issues, mainly with when I was creating a competition and I didn't enter a name. So let's see, if I go back to competitions and I create a new competition, I select some stuff, I don't enter a name. Okay, so these were still issues from yesterday. And I don't enter a name and I say submit. Then I'm getting an error with the 405. However, if I go to competitions, there will be a competition that was created with an empty name. So that's the first thing I'm going to try and fix today. And then eventually I hope to try and start solving this one. Well, it needs some tasks, right? But we'll get to that eventually. First though, let's fix this bug. By going to the competition creation, create competition view. Well, actually, no, it's in the backend, right? And I am getting a response for when I try to create a competition. So this one should actually have an integration test for exactly that use case normally. So if it doesn't yet, we should probably create it first. So we go to the controller test. There should be a create. Should be able to create. Addition here should return 500. Right, so this is what happens when the creator returns something that was unexpected. So we should probably add another one. Unable to be created, unable to be saved. And here we've got one where it does get created. So maybe let's add one where we say post to API competition with an empty competition name. Could return a 400. Because I base the competition ID on the name that was given or that was entered, and that makes that field a required one. No idea why I pasted that, so I don't really need it. Let's see, I expect all of this to happen basically. Do I though? Since I mock the competition creator, maybe it's best to first check that one. Competition creator. Let's see. There doesn't seem to be any validation. Okay, so here cannot create a competition without both a start and an end date. All right. That also seems a bit weird. Oh yeah, you need to eat at least one of them. And the name we don't really check. Because there's a default though. Ah, so that's probably why it'll be an empty string that's gonna be it. So name won't be null, it will be an empty string, and that's why it's gonna break probably. Okay. Yeah, so in fact creating this controller is not gonna be very helpful. Maybe I could put this in a scenario test or something. Because I do have scenario creating competitions scenario test. So a competition without a name should not be created, I guess. So let's pass in an empty string. We don't care about this. And then competition. Oh, wait, hang on. So in this create new competition, this thing is gonna return some error. This also assumes that the response is a 200. So I think we'll have to inline this because this is not gonna be important. Keep function, yes please. And then I can expect that it's not created, but it was a bad request. I don't care about this either. Get rid of that too. And then so I already have a mock MVC in this thing, so we can do this. I don't care about the return thing either. And then this test will fail. I wrote it correctly. Well, yeah, because we're gonna get a 200 instead of a bad request. Just checking in chat, how are you doing? Ah, all right. 201 was created. Okay. Okay, so now we can go a level deeper and then go into the competition creator. And here I can check that a from cannot create a competition without or with an empty name. Empty, and then let's pass something here. And then let's not pass. Oh, yeah, you need to specifically add it. Cannot create a competition without a name, basically. This is the thing I expect to happen. This should also fail. All right. All right. What's next is, well, I need to implement this, right? And where am I going to put this validation? It's gonna be in here, maybe. Is there a way in Kotlin to assume that empty strings are also not entered? Because I was thinking maybe there is a way to do that in with Jackson. Because let's say I've got this create competition data class here, and you can annotate this name thing by saying JSON property or something, maybe. And then say required true, maybe that'll just work. I'm not sure though. Let's look that up real quick. Default value, they hard code empty into that. That's I don't like. Maybe we could find more in the docs of Jackson or something. Doesn't throw an exception. Okay. Looks like you can't really, I mean, I am looking at pretty old docs probably. Ignore null and empty fields. Yeah, there's like a thing you can do to say that the object mapper should consider blank strings to be null. Maybe that's the thing that's going on then. And I thought that Spring Boot's object mapper was configured that way, but apparently it's not. So maybe we'll need to configure that one. I wonder if you can just inject this because it has a I'm not sure about this. So I'll need an object mapper. And then on init, and then empty string as null object. be bound as null for POJOs. So this is what I want, and I thought it would be enabled. Now I think, aside from trying to configure it like this, I also think that you can configure this object mapper with what's it called? Problem? So yeah, in the application YAML. So let's check that out if we can actually find that. Let's configure Spring Boot object mapper. "7 years, 9 months ago." Yeah, I could do this, I guess. I think it's always better to check the docs though. Maybe there is something object mapper here. Oh. Auto configuration for Jackson is provided, and Jackson is part of the Spring Boot starter JSON. Okay, when Jackson is on a class path, an object mapper beam is automatically configured. Several configuration properties are provided for customizing the configuration of the object mapper. Okay. By using the environment. With what does that mean? Using the environment. Right, so it really is okay. So then what we can do is change our application YAML and then say Spring, what was it? Jackson deserialization. No, feature. A feature name. So this as that true. Or actually, yeah, it should be true, right? Because then if I set that one to true, maybe it'll be better. Yeah, okay. Enable to allow empty string values to be bound as null. Okay. So we don't need this anymore. We also don't need this anymore. We can clean up the imports again. Wait, they actually changed. Yikes. Well, it's gonna be fine. Should be fine. Let's go to the YAML again, and then this should be to do it. And then I think there should also be the serialization feature. I'm not sure about that. So that's a deserial. Maybe there's also a serialization feature of A. empty. Eh? Except. Okay, apparently there's not, so then we can remove this. Alright, and that should do it, I hope. So now if maybe if I actually what will happen now is the competition will get a default name. So here we're still gonna get a 200. Or that's my assumption, huh? So, you know what we'll do is we'll rerun our application. Okay, so we rerun our app server. And now if I were to test it again, so this should be wiped clean. Let's go competitions. And then again, just create a new competition with an empty name. We still get a 405. Still same issue, okay. So that apparently didn't do anything. Maybe what we need is a test for that actually. Like a framework test at this thing. Let's call it Jackson test or something. And then what we'll do, yeah, let's move this into framework tests or something. Yes. And then I'll need this setup. So that I then can write a test function saying empty strings are considered null to Jackson. And then, oh right, I'll need object mapper. I could maybe just check this one and check its configuration. I'm not sure if I can. That would be cool. Mapper get configuration, deserialization config. What's this? It returns an int. Okay, is enabled deserialization feature. This one. Okay. Alright, this is it. This is the test I wanted to write. Let's see if this is true then, shall we? Maybe it should be past a message, like a description, I mean. Well, I guess empty strings are considered null to Jackson is like a dead giveaway. So what I'm trying to test here. But it won't show up nicely in the assertion error. Because I'll only get the test method name and then expect it false to be true or something like that. Yep, expected false to be true. See, this is weird to me because now what I think happens is my application YAML, this thing is not working in fact. The other thing that might have something to do with it is that it should be configured this way. I mean in the application YAML, because this one might just completely override the existing one. So let's just try rerunning it with this config in there. Yeah, okay, so that does work. Now I am confused. Oh, this is probably why I get the 405 then. Yeah. Now it's starting to make sense. Okay. Yeah, so that's actually a bad test if I need to write this in my application YAML file. Because ideally I don't put this in here, and I'll just use the application YAML from my main resources instead of from my test resources. How do I achieve that? So I don't want to do this. I also wonder why it only works with this. Maybe I can add a property in here or something. And then go back to my test here. And then check whether that config, that extra property is there. How does that work again? I think you can do like something like value or some value. And then I believe it's something like this. Which is also late in it. Yeah, so now I don't know. Maybe it's just like this. String. Narf. It's not a string, it's a boolean. Oh, okay. Then let's make it into a string, because I don't really care about that. And then let's make this into a string as well. Snarf, snarf. Okay. And then just check snarf is equal to snarf. There we go. Run it. So hopefully this will prove that my application YAML from my main resources is also being read at test runtime, but I'm not sure with that about that. Maybe just because there is an application YAML here. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, let's try that again. And then maybe we should look up how this goes again. Maybe it's even without the curly braces. While it's running again, Azure Spring Boot at value. Oh, it is like this. Ooh.
Well, I came upon a spot that was simply the most beautiful spot I'd ever seen in my life. And I said at that time, if I ever had the power, I'd build a house there. I always wanted a house.
Okay, so maybe
I wanted a house in the mountains, and I said if
I do need to do this. And then this won't work, I guess. Will it even just not compile, maybe? So if it doesn't compile, I'll need to escape this dollar. The dollar. Ugh. It's runnable though. Let's see if this does something. Oh boy. The other thing I could do is iterate over all of the properties from my Spring context and then check if thundercats.snarf is in there. Okay. So now let's add this to our application YAML. And then I suspect that it will work. If it does, I need to find another way to tell that Spring Boot test to actually use an application YAML from my source main resources folder instead of a source test, so that does work. Dang it! All right. Yeah. Okay, we'll need to look that up actually, yeah. Spring Boot test load source main resources application.
And it was away. It was away from things.
I could do test property source. Oh wait, so only works for properties in XML. Yeah, maybe this is better. Like, you always use a test profile then. So let's say I rename this one to test. And then if I should rerun this test, then hopefully it won't override it anymore. So the snarf is still there now. And it's gone here. Yeah, okay, cool. So then this test is a good one, so I can remove this. Then go back to this one, get rid of this crap. And then this should also run and be true. Yo, Bumblebee. What's going on? You're learning to code? Also, what is that snowflake in front of your name? Does Direct Relief Charity? Okay. Okay, so my test now proves that empty strings will be considered as null properties when they get passed along. Yeah, something with bits indeed. What are you playing these days? Still some Astroneer maybe? I hope to be playing that this evening actually. Okay, so now that I know that it will be null, I should probably change create competition to have this be optional as well. And then this probably won't compile anymore. Rocket League, yeah. How was the lunar update of Astroneer? I've seen some pretty cool things about it. Oh, really? So competition here is required. Ah, that's also something that's not correct. Because why add defaults? Right, same issue here. This is weird. No, it really should be an optional parameter if I add defaults, right? Something with the Apollo 11. I thought it was the lunar lander or something, but I could be wrong. Do you play with buddies normally or just on your own? Downstream. I am going to write some tests here for competition test. Can be created without a name. Okay. You don't have any friends that play it. That's too bad, man. But I think I can enjoy that game on my own. So that does compile, but then here something's wrong because competition requires a name. And then in the init, I should actually just get rid of it. It really does need to be filled in. I think I just need it to be a required thing everywhere. And then the default should go as well. And then, yeah, same for here actually. There you go. Now that means that we cannot create a competition without a name. And our compiler says that we cannot. Let's see what else breaks now. Oh yikes. There's something here that breaks, apparently. No value pass for name. Ah, yeah. This is why I had that name parameter. So we can't have that anymore. So what we'll do is do this. Same here. And here. And here as well. That should do it. Let's see if this runs. Still elsewhere that there's an issue. Yeah, so create competition needs to be this actually. And I want it to be like this. So if there's a null that was entered, it should explode. Try and rerun that competition test again. And then we're going to write a test I think we might have already. Here. Yeah, where there's a create competition name with, yeah, I guess this is never gonna happen. I can't recreate. Dang it, I can't recreate or reproduce it in a test because it's a Jackson mapping. So what I might need to do, yeah, I can't. Oh, unless, yeah, I can actually do it. Okay, I can do it. Don't worry. So I'll need this, and I'm just gonna make my JSON myself. Forget if Kotlin allows string interpolation with readable strings. So name of empty. And then, so I'll first write it as if I'm writing start date. I'm not sure about this date format, but hopefully it works. And then I'll wrap this. No, I need to wrap all of these. And another string. Okay, concatenate them all. And then escape all of these. And same for here. Same here. Okay, so then this one doesn't need to be there anymore, and then hopefully it'll just break. All right, cheers, mate. Have a nice holiday. I wonder if it is in fact gonna be a bad request because I was getting a 405 bonds code. Nope, just works. I wonder what the message is though. Is there any way to see that? Nope. Let's rerun this and then check what I am getting in my web app as an actual response, because and then the other thing I could do in fact is the other thing I did which I haven't taken care of yet is I renamed this one to be a profile. And I need to make sure that all of my tests use the test profile. Well, all of them except maybe we need to rerun. Except the one I just added, which is the framework test, this one, Jackson Mapper, because I really wanted to load the actual application. Ugh, so behind on new Kotlin versions. All right. And now so this one already has it. This one should get that as well. The profiles test. And then we'll need to do that as well for controller tests, I think. And hopefully, yeah, so they do extend from controller test. And we can just set an active profile on that one. And then that should fix all of the tests, or at least have them run properly. Let's check what the output of... oh, hang on. Oh, so I already have an empty competition thing now. What will actually happen now then? So my guess is, you know what? I will stop this one. And I'm gonna run it in debug. And then put a breakpoint in my controller, in my competition controller, to see if it even enters that. Controller, create competition. Oh boy, danger, danger. Someone is watering the plants. Yeah. cannot create a competition with an empty name. Yeah, so this is not a test case I want to even write, because configuring checksums should work. Okay, so let's check now again. We'll go to yeah, we'll need to clean the database. Wait, that's weird, because cleaning the database... Oh, hang on. I think... running it in debug didn't actually apply the profile? No, it did, yeah. Weird. Then my data should be empty. Very strange. Okay, so there's only one. That seems what I expected. So, okay, there we go. Empty. Let's do network tab, clean, and submit. There we go. So we did enter it. Yet. That's so weird. What's the... How does this thing look like now? Blank. Allee? No, I do not understand. So maybe this feature doesn't do what I think it does. Ugh. Where did I have that article? Close it already, of course. Maybe the underscores need to be dashes or something? I don't know. Feature name. Enable web MVC. Do I have that? I don't. I mean, not that I'm aware of. Maybe there's like a starter that does that, and that's what ignores it. But then again, like I wrote a damn test for it. Where is that Jackson object mapper test thing? So there's a prerequisite for this test to be running properly, and that's this. So if I should rerun it like this, then hopefully I can just make the assumption that Jackson tries to do its job and make empty string properties into null values and then explode, hopefully. Because otherwise I have no idea why I'm getting a bad request out of this. Maybe it's because it's gonna be a different reason. Like start date formatting or something. I did post something, right? So both are true. I mean, so this is true, but this will probably fail for the wrong... I mean, be green for the wrong reason. Let's look at this request that we sent. Here's a payload. So it's got dashes, so maybe let's try that. Oh, and then it's prefixed with a 0. Alright, let's run it. Alright, still true. Let's check the result then. Run it and debug. Oh. I wonder what the response was then. Since we cannot get the response headers. Failed to load response data. Empty response. Oh yeah, it's probably a timeout because I wasn't debug or something. Yeah, derp. Okay. Right, let's run this and debug again. Put the breakpoint here. And then verify the contents of the response of this result. So you already know that the status is this. All right. I guess here's the response, which has a status of 400. No message. No message though. And an empty content. Yep. Yeah. Carp. Yeah, I'll need to do something about that because it is indeed a bad request. Maybe we can check. Contains? Nee. Maybe string does contains. No docs. Oh yeah. Maybe I need to add another thing saying that it's required or something. JSON property. And that'll give me a proper response. I'm not sure. Let's just rerun it. Maybe it's the wrong test. Oh, it's the right one. Okay, cool. Yeah, now it's gonna fail, I guess. I just ran it. Oh, yeah, still empty content. Okay, so that doesn't do anything either. I guess what I should do then is this and do my own proper validation. I dislike this. No. So if I do it like this, then my compiler is telling me, hey, you better deal with this use case where name is in fact null. So let's just do that instead then, and then we can write a proper test for that. So if we say without a name, and then we'll pass null in here, and then actually some end dates. I mean some dates. Start date and end date. Cannot create a competition without a name. There we go. And then this won't compile. So I need to fix it first. So I should do something like create competition dot name. And then I want to throw the exception. And then Kotlin even compiles because I did a null check. And you don't need to go like this. Okay, let's go to this test. Well, actually, now it should fail because the message is wrong. Hela. Wow. Impulse. Groetjes terug. I'm jealous. Say hi to Karel if you're visiting. Let's hope I don't end up as that The GIF you sent me. Yeah! It fails for the right reason. Alright, now let's fix it without a name. Then rerunning it should work. I don't know why I do these minus and plus days things actually. Could be any dates. Alright. Now IntelliJ, do you have suggestions to make this better? So I don't want to do this. We'll remove exception. So that'll fix that, I guess. And then let's see where they go here now. Yeah, then you need to supply an actual name to a competition, and then from there on out, everything works as expected. Then in our controller, we can just do this, and it'll explode with the proper error. And then since we are getting a proper error, it should just work. Let's rerun our application and debug. Now I still don't feel great about this. Because, yeah, actually now this should fail. Because expected content won't be empty anymore. But let's first check it in the app. Competiciones. We create a new competition without a name. And we stay on the page. We do get 405. Oh, it's trying to add challenges. This is why. And it still created competition. How is this even possible? Oh yeah, right. Impulse Karel subscribed to me yesterday. An actual subscription, Yannick. So did Boscher, by the way. Boscher is awesome. I am perplexed though, like why? How is this working? Let's do some debugging. Oh yeah, of course it's still empty because I couldn't figure out. Oh, Jesus. I have no idea. Boscher had Amazon Prime. He has like the crown in front of his nickname. The create competition.name. So Jackson refuses to make empty strings null. You bastard. I could fix maybe I can fix it by changing how create competition works, and then if it's instead of blank, I could transform this into undefined or something. I still don't understand how this then returns a 405. Ah, yeah, because it tries to grab the successfully created competition ID, which is blank, but then you'll go to competition/blank/add challenges, and then that thing doesn't exist, or Spring Boot won't be able to parse that URL. Aha, that's where the 405 is coming from. Oh. So then, before I do this, I sort of need to transform the competition into, if name is empty, then make it undefined. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like it at all. There's so many places where it can go wrong, actually. Yeah? So what's happening now is this just works. A competition is created. Ah, yeah, and then there's another problem with competition ID. So where this thing is created, we are also creating a competition ID from an empty string. And that shouldn't be able to work either. Thanks, Yannick. All right, man. Hey, if you'd like, please, you can test some stuff. Huh? This is the thing I have right now. If you go to challenge.herokuapp.com, I think this is the one. Yeah, this looks like it's the one. Okay. And then yeah, add some competitions and some challenges if you want. Play around with it. Tell me what you'd like or dislike. All right. Okay, so now it's loaded, and it should new competition. Oh, interesting. Okay, be looking forward to your tests and your feedback. In the meanwhile, all right. So I create a new competition. I do submit. I'll end up in the debugger. I'll get a competition to be created. It doesn't exist yet, so it's gonna create it, I hope. And then the created competition has a competition identifier of blank. So that's another major issue that just shouldn't be there. So let's fix competition. It was there. Then ID. Let's go to this one's test, and then write that as a first test case. Competition ID from an empty string. Should fail, huh? Good. or exception or something. And then we'll maybe add a blank, maybe, or we'll do that in two tests. Yeah, let's do that. So we can do assert that thrown something. I always forget that the nice way to assert a throw thing. But I have it somewhere here. Oh, this is the not so nice way. Huh? Yeah, that's the one. Assert that exception of type. Thank you, Bruno. Great. Because then you can say first a type and then say is thrown by this stuff. Validation runtime exception. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, it does exist. That's the one I was. So the question here arises: what's the difference between the assert that exception of type, and then the type is thrown by, and then your code that throws the exception, and the other version, which is assert that, and then your lambda, or well, the code that should throw assert that something throws, oh no, assert that thrown by is instance of this. So I prefer the assert that exception of, so there's no difference, yo? There's no difference at all. It's just the order in which you read the code. And I think it makes more sense if you read it like assert that exception of type is thrown by the code that breaks it. It's just order that switches around. That's the only thing. Preference mainly. But it's good to stick to one type of doing that assertion, and I'm mixing them both now. Because I am doing this thing here. And what I should do is this is instance of thing. I should move up. And then call it assert exception of type something, and then instead of assert that thrown by, dot is thrown by, and then with message, and this should still work. Right. That one can go. There we go, clean up the code a little bit more. So this should throw an exception. And then we'll duplicate this one and also add a test for blank string. And then maybe say if message. I already forget the competition ID. It's in here. Oh, I didn't even write a name or a message. Cannot create a competition ID from an empty name. Something like that. Then if I run this, it's gonna fail because I don't have that code yet. And this tells me that my test should work. Well, actually, I've tested 2 things now, so... and this is the cool thing about... no. So, it will fail on the first one, so it don't get to check that the other one is correct. So let's do that as well. Because then I've got the validation that both of these assertions fail for the right reason. Okay, cool. So now they both fail. Now I can go back to implementing this then. So let's do a check maybe that name is not empty or blank. If Oh, thank you, Kotlin. This is interesting. Unnullable, okay. Totally of white space, and this is really only empty. So let's do blank. We'll throw a new domain validation runtime exception saying snarf. That way I can also test that the message should be correct. I should probably add curly braces for consistency. All right. Okie dokie. Now what I should do is actually, if you have illegal characters, or, well, characters that are considered ugly in a URL, removed, and you remain with an empty ID, then it should still throw this. And let's write a test for that first. I will do a separate test. So, competition ID from a string with only what was it? unsafe URL characters. Should throw a validation exception. So would I help you out? You got this error in React. I can try. I don't really know that much about React. Do you have a code pen somewhere? In the meanwhile, right, so let's just add some of these. Oh, let's take some of these, in fact. And then this one should fail. Yep, okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll just move this and then just check if ID is blank. And then that should fix it. Interesting. Ah, it's not. There we go. Now let's run all of the tests, which still work, hopefully. Yeah, I haven't committed in a while. Let's commit just the competition ID thing. So that's this part. All of competition. Don't want to do this, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to check that either. What did I change here? Yeah, no. Also no. So that's the only things that I want to check in. Okay, and what I did here was I made sure competition ID cannot be created from an empty, well, actually blank name. And I forgot to reference the thing I'm working on, which is 49. Okay. And then let's check if this actually can occur. All right. Then we'll go to our controller test. No, the scenario test. This is the one. Then run this. Now it should at least fail. Well, it was failing all before, so I mean working. I meant to say it was returning a bad request already, but I don't know why it was doing that. Hmm. Maybe it just does contains, and then yeah, an empty string will be contained within a string. Maybe that's why it works. Not sure. You're unable to make this responsive. What the hell is upbeat dashboard? Crazy show. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'll look at it later, because I don't really know about React. So let's say yeah, I don't know, maybe like in half an hour or something. Let's think. Where was I again? Dang it. Let's just run all of the tests, I guess. Or maybe, you know what? Let's rerun the application. And then also rerun all of the tests. And then when the application is booted up again, I can test the application again. In the meanwhile, okay, they're running. Okay, cool. It's up and running. Let's go to the UI. No competitions. Creating a new competition without a name. Oh, at least now we're getting this. Cannot create a competition ID from an empty name. But what I want there to be returned is like competition name is required, and I want that to be. Where do I want that thing? I think I want that to. Wait, what? Yeah, so here it is again, blank. So what I could do here instead of this one, and I'll need to change my tests here. Name is null. cannot create a competition. And then name is blank. Also, so I'll just do like this. Should return the same error, but it's not gonna. Okay. So then I'll go to my implementation again, and then don't check null, but rather check is blank. Here we can do this in fact. And then that I don't think I need to call. Does that work? I wonder. So this is like an optional extension or what? Like an extension on the optional type. Whoa. Oh, hang on. I only ran one test, so maybe running more will fail the other one. Or not. Cool. Goblin. You so cool. Oh yeah. And by doing that, I inadvertently reset all of the previous tests that I ran. Okay, so it's getting warm again. I'll take a little breaky break after this thing is completed, and then get some water. Alright, so up and running again. Let's create a new competition without a name. Cannot create a competition without a name. Close. And now I should probably make this field look required. So maybe I think what I should do now is go to some tests, rerun all of the tests. And then commit this. So this is actually unchanged now, isn't it? Oh, I renamed it, right? Oh. Now I have to say though, I really don't know all that much about React. Because I'm coding in Vue. But maybe the principles are the same or similar enough for me to be able to help you. Alright, so all of the tests seem to be working. Let's make a little commit. And then let's say backend validation for creating a competition without a name. And the only thing that's left for us to do is in fact mark that thing as required, and that we can do in the create competition view. It says that it's required, but it's not doing anything. So maybe if I do this, I'm not sure if it's styled differently because of it. I was hoping that it would be. It doesn't really do that, does it? Let's go to Viewtify. Viewtify required text field. There's no required property. There might be like a required style or something for that's general. Disabled and read-only, clearable. Custom colors. It doesn't get an issue. Oh, here it is, required. Yeah. But it only happens if you start typing in that thing. Yeah. So I could do this. Let's try and add this to our text field. Oh, maybe this would fix something. Not sure. Maybe this should also get autofocus or something. No, that doesn't do anything at all. So these are rules. I'm not sure now if this works. At least it's compiling. Yeah. Type check failed for prop rules. Expected array got object. Maybe I'm still using an older version of Viewtify though. It might be the case. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, it's an object here. (202). Which Viewtify version do I have? Okay, I'm behind somewhat. Let's do 1.5. Get started. And then go with UI components, text field somewhere, inputs and controls, text fields. All right, this is the docs I'm used to. Let's do rules maybe. There we go. An array of functions that either return true or a string with an error message. Right. Maybe there's a rules example. Same. Maybe they link to the same code pen though, so that their code pens are not versioned. Oh boy. How do you know? Yeah. So, in any case, the props here mention that it takes in an array of functions that either return true or a string with an error message. So, what I can do is in my create competition component, this rules thing here should return an array containing one function that takes in a value, I think, then like value or something, and then it should return this. Right? Okay, we've got compiling code. Let's do a refresh. Oh, it's already. Okay. At least now it says that it's required. Narf. Alright. Now maybe let's not do this in like this. Maybe bind it to the model or something. Yeah, I forgot. I got rid of the model yesterday when I wanted to watch start date and then do some fancy stuff. So maybe let's do validators or something. I don't know. And then we'll have a getter for that. Validators, which should return an array of functions. Yo, Karel, welcome back. Yeah. I was editing or making highlights this morning about what happened yesterday, and I had to giggle again. So it was really a fun experience, and indeed very loud. Okay, so I refactored that piece of code. It should still work. Yay! And then what I think I might do is extract this. WTF, mate. Oh yeah, let's extract it here. And then say validate name. Or name is required. You can't bind it to anything. Do it like that. and be a reference, and then this should just return that. And clip it next time, yeah. Good idea. Alright, let's see. Yes, still working. I'm sort of missing that this function isn't actually just applied to the name thing, the name field. So maybe validators is incorrect and it should be name validators. Yeah, indeed it should be. Name validators. Right. I'm not sure if I see the value of extracting this into a function now. Maybe it's better to inline it. Oh, Leon. Why? Yeah. It's more concise and still readable, I think. Oops. 99. Trailing white space, what? What? Yo, Frenchy. Thanks for the sub. That was also pretty loud. I'm not sure if it ever changed. Ruben Jonge. At least I think it's Ruben. Now I'm not sure anymore. Alright. No lint errors. A working app. A working required text field. Even if I do submit, it's like, yo, please do not create a competition without a name. This looks great. And I think, well, this is commit worthy, yeah? That actually fixes 49 for sure. So let's call this added required validator on competition name property. Opa. Cancel. Now we can commit. And then we push this. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll check out prod, merge master, push prod, check out master again. And then our changes should be live pretty soon. Alright. I'll be right back because I need to close these blinds and then get something to drink. Otherwise I will die of thirst. And I don't want to do that. So, see you in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks again for the sub, Fenchy. You the best. See you in a bit. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just asked what you were, how are you doing, and then you informed me that my mic is muted. Thought I pressed it. So the thing I was saying is whenever you're about to complete a challenge, there's no way to go back to so to get out of the process of completing a challenge. So what I want to do is add cancel buttons here, and then say cancel button here as well, maybe instead of just submit, because here again, if you want to cancel this process, you'd have to just use your back button, but maybe a cancel button seems more appropriate for that. And that's the thing that we're gonna do in this issue. So number 50, we'll add 2 cancel buttons, one in the selected challenge to complete, and the other one is we're gonna put next to the submit button. Okay, so this complete thing is I didn't know a single quote was a valid URL. Let's see, so we've got, I don't remember, maybe let's go to routes. Yes, router. Router.ts. Weird. Completing challenges. Yes, this is the one I wanted, I think. Because here we've got the challenge itself. Here's the actual completing a challenge button. So this will need another button. Say cancel. Cancel. And then next to submit, we'll provide a cancel function, and this should just route us back to I think you can do it like that. Push. Oh, or make it a router link button or something like that. Oh, where else did I do this? Yeah. So this is probably the thing I wanted. Then I don't even need. So this is gonna be a V button. And it should just be called cancel. This can go, and it should go back to competitions slash. Does that even work? Like this? Not sure if this works. Competition ID. I might need to wrap this in backticks, and then it'll work. All right. Let's find out if it does indeed work. So we'll go complete challenges, select one, press the cancel button. Victory is mine. Or ours, I should say. Cancel. Hey. Nice. So, done. View. View is amazing. And then I guess I'm gonna need the same, but then in the other component that I'm not sure which it's called or how it's called. It might be competition challenges. I think. Navigate to mark as completed. This is the one. So I'll just add a button there, I guess. And then see how that looks. We should have a downwards. So it's column. And then, yeah, both aligned and justified at the start. Makes sense. So if I click on this, here's a cancel button, and I just go back. And done. Go. Fixes 50. Added cancel. Keep on misspelling it apparently. Added cancel buttons to go out of the challenge completion. All right. Let's just push this as well and then even merge it into master. Prod, I mean. Stoer. Ja. Karel. It's effective. Now the phone goes away and now it's ineffective. Let's see, yeah. So we fixed this one. Yeah, next up is adding new challenges after creating a competition, but maybe first we can look at const consoles. URL code sandbox. B6 R1D. Needs a dash instead of a slash. I've got no idea. Meanwhile, I've been hacked. Or something. Yeah, I've got no idea. I also don't really know what you mean by when you say unable to make it responsive. Like, is a problem that it loads too slow or something, or this just looks like React to me, and it seems to be normal looking stuff. I guess if you need maybe this person has why was it a fork? No idea, man. It's okay. let's do this. Add new challenges after creating a competition. Alright, I think I forgot to assign myself. Same for this one. And this one. Jesus, and this one. Does it really matter though? I mean, now it needs to be consistent everywhere. Or otherwise, yeah, okay. I'll be doing that a while. So let's not do that now. Add new challenges after creating a competition. Right, so what happens now if you say you want a new competition? New competition. And you didn't select any challenges, then you're stuck. So I guess one fix would be to undo this, and then you would have challenges here. So I wonder how I can change that, or like make it nice. You'd say like add challenges, but then you'd still have to select. What do I hope to solve with this issue? I think I want what do I want? So there's two things actually. It's one option would be add new challenges based, well, actually to an existing competition by or selecting already existing challenges. That's one thing. It's always going to be about adding new challenges to an existing competition. So this is option A. And then by directly adding a new challenge. I could do that as well. So if you go for the latter, then reuse challenges table. Here we should add or like add a custom table or something that has an input line. You know what I mean? I guess this one looks like the most fun one to do and the one I'm going to be learning most about. This seems a bit boring, so let's do that. Well, actually, they both have their own usage, I think, because let's say you're like, okay, I don't know how this application works, let's just create a new competition, and then say blah blah blah. Okay, I'm done, submit. I don't know what these challenges are, I'll just submit, and like, oh, Now I can't select any challenges anymore. Speaking of which, this looks really weird because you have no idea what name points and description are. Maybe it should get a header of, let's say, challenges or something. Oh, something is wrong. There is a problem. Backend is failing. Empty strings are considered null to checks and failed. Oh, really? How come it doesn't fail locally? Maybe it does fail locally. Nope, it works. Oh boy. Yeah, they both failed. How come they fail on CI, but they don't fail locally? Connect exception. Yeah. This test also needs the active profile test because this is what causes a thing to connect to the in-memory database, and that's why it's failing now. But apparently what I didn't know was that if you don't add this thing as a profile and just call it application, it will just completely override the application YAML instead of add to it. Like, and only override the properties that you wanted. So actually all tests need to use this profile. Fixed breaking test on Travis. Push that. Alright, so that should start working again. At least I hope. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can use both. I'm not sure. Let's just do one at a time. Let's start off with that one and then do this. Okie dokie. I wonder if I need a new backend for this one. I guess I don't, because I'll be only adding new challenges in the UI table, and then only when I press submit it should save, I think. Unless I choose to already add the challenge as I type it in. Gonna be difficult to add some validation on that. Yeah, let's do the first thing first and then go to a competition detail and then add a header. Where did I add that part? Oh. I guess if I look at this code right now, it should be contained like this, right? This page has two states, when it's started or when it's not started. And then you show different things based on that flag. Then we'll maybe add a to-do or something. To-do. Extract to nested route, maybe. I don't know if this is a good idea. Based on let's start it. And then these are competitors, adding competitors. And here's a challenges table. It's just a regular challenges table though. So there's no way to add new challenges. So what can I do? I know that when I am in the I have two different challenges tables basically. One is a data iterator and the other one is just table. One is in a component and the other one is not. And I remember that I logged about it the other day even. The hell did I do? Nothing. What the hell is this? Oh, right. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, probably was wrong. Dang it. So there is something like data iterator in create competition that also uses challenges and then does something differently. So maybe I want to use this thing, which might allow me to add ways to insert new competitions. I'm not sure. Yeah, so here it's a way to select challenges. What does the challenges table do? Because I don't really want to make two different challenge tables. Like one with a read-only sort of view. Data table. Where do I use challenges table? Here, navigate to mark as completed. This is in the competition challenges. So this is when I'm completing a challenge. But what is different about it? I like need something to nicely remove and add rows from a table. Maybe. So here I'm still on the newer version, so let's close that so I don't mistakenly use a wrong version. There should be data table in here somewhere. UI component, yeah, it should be in here. Data table. Seems legit. Displaying tabular data. Inline editing. Seems like something I'd like. And what's the difference with an iterator? Okay, I know, right. Customize how to display data. Yeah, and I think this is just columns. That's right. So if I go to a competition and I choose complete challenges here, these are just supposed to be rows. But then when I'm creating a competition, these things are not rows anymore, but it's still an iteration of all available challenges. And when you click, it selects or deselects that specific challenge. So maybe I can get away with the data table part and then just add an inline editing feature. That should be here in examples. Hopefully. Maybe you can use a footer to add a table. Expandable rows. That's not what I need. Selectable. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Inline editing. Oof. Yeah, okay. Oh, new item. This looks like something I need. Yeah. How does that look on mobile? Gotta scroll. Microd. I click on new item and we get a pop-up. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with this, shall we? Oh, right, and then I'll need these actions though. This should toggle And then I keep on thinking like, yeah, but if I add that feature, then it will make doing the second feature, which one is it? Selecting already existing challenges. It's annoying to implement both in the same page. So maybe I should keep this to just when you first create a competition. And then if there are no challenges selected, maybe we want to show a message. Show a message when trying to create a competition without selecting or having selected any challenges. Yeah, and then just skip this feature on that page. And then we can keep this one to continue editing that table until you're satisfied with it. So clicking on it would like edit it or something like that. And then it should have a button saying new challenge or something, or add new challenge. See here, they've got a title for the table, which I don't have here. Makes sense to do that, in fact, huh? I guess. Unless this is not really part of the table. Let's look at that. Yeah, it's not. Shit. So here's the dialogue I don't care about. Why do they put it here though? Wait, what is the reset? And no data. So that's just whenever someone decided to clear all of this, you can reset, and then it'll initialize the view again with that data. Okay, yeah, we don't have that feature or need it, I don't think. Right, so this is just to display the data, which we should have as well. Then we can add these things, which is gonna end up being those icons. And then, so this is the dialogue that we need. Oh, and it's a toolbar. This is why it's embedded in it, probably. Yeah. I don't think I like that divider thing. I also not sure why the spacer is there, in fact. Activator. And this is called dialogue. And then the edit button should edit item. Where is the... Oh, it should be in the scripting. Can you collapse? No. Okay, edit item. Dialogue true, yeah. Okay. Wonder why they do this with the timeout. And the save, is that the one in the dialogue? Yeah. Okay. So this, I think, is currently a challenges table. So maybe what we want to do is contain the adding of stuff within the challenges table as well, and then just have it contain a property that says editable or something. I'm not sure, because it's gonna look exactly the same, and that's important. Or is it? Because I might only want to show, I know. What should I do, people? Help me out here. Do I want this to have a property of type Boolean? Defaulted to false or something? And then do like some checks here, like if is editable, I would add the what's it called, this stuff, the toolbar. And if it's, well, sorry, if it's true, if it is editable, I would add the toolbar allowing you to add a new item and have action slots to edit and delete items. Or should I not do this and then basically just copy paste this challenges table into an editable challenges table? So the duplication, well, or the reuse I would get is all of this part. And then handle row, am I even going to use that when I have an editable table? Not even sure. Difficult choices. Dang it. Dang it. I guess I can always extract this challenges table again from, let's say I do this. Whoa, whoops. Then I can still extract all of it and then recreate my challenges table that I had. Let's set it to false. And I don't need this anymore. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. And then okay. So here's a toolbar. I don't care about this. Toolbar should be challenges. Didn't want the divider. I don't want that spacer. I don't think, I'm not sure if I need it. Here's the dialogue, which I probably should extract into a component. Now where is that button though? This is an interesting pattern that I haven't seen before. New challenge. Maybe I'll call it add challenge. And then this should only be shown if is editable. Yeah. Okay. And then edited item. Let's call this edited challenge or something. And then we only have name, points, and description. These can go. I'll probably need to rework these things. Name, points, description. Forum title. The hell. So I'll need properties. Form title, which is a string. Edit challenge or something. Then we've got a editable challenge, which is a, I don't sure if I have a model for, oh, I do. It shouldn't have an ID though. I guess what I could do is do export interface editable challenge, which contains these things. And then have a interface identifiable containing an ID, and then this could be identifiable unioned with editable challenge. I am not sure if this is a correct syntax. You can do union types in TypeScript, right? TypeScript union type. Man, I've looked this up so many times apparently. Union types, or maybe I needed intersection types. Yeah, Okay, and. No, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, unit types are either or, I think. Yeah. See, they both have lay eggs, but not a swim. Hey? Ja? Nu moet daar.
Moet ik daar naar groep?
Hoe wist je dat? Oh, nice. Cool. You. That was a colleague and friend, Kim, aka Kimmy. Kimmy. Oh, as a value, eh? Hmm. I guess if I do it like this, it should work. And then I can just have an editable challenge as well as a type. And then we've got a wrong import, because of course. Name empty. Description empty. Points 0. Right? I think so. Yeah, this seems to work. Maybe we can reuse create a challenge or something. Here we've got a form. Let's see. If I go to our toolbar again, here we've just got a container and a layout. and then some flex stuff. It looks like I can get away without that stuff, so maybe I should just do this. Oh right, that was an area even. Jesus. I make mistakes that way, huh? Yep. And so this stuff can go because I added the label. This can go. Now we should use flex and say it's column, I guess, because I always want them underneath each other, and then align start and justify start. Maybe that'll be fine. Don't care much for color, because they might be just primary things. Color, maybe just this as well. Not sure. Something like that, maybe. Ugh. Yeah, come to think of it, they both the cancel and the save, I mean, and the submit are we didn't choose different. Where was that again? Complete challenge, for example. No, it's just a V button and that's it. Meh. Meh. Okay. Name, points, description. Okay. And then form title I added, and then the other thing I need to add was this activator thing. So I'll need a dialog property. Unless it was, yeah, maybe it was a computed attribute or property in here. So here's a script. Dialog is actually just a boolean. So maybe let's call that show dialog. And then add that here. What else could I have forgotten? We've got the headers set up already. And some desserts index. Oh. Oh, right. What exactly am I building again? That is a good question. So I am trying to solve the problem of us not doing the challenge next year on next year's Snowcase holiday. So last year we didn't do it, and I think it was because we didn't find the energy to do the administration bit. Like nobody really wanted to commit themselves to be like the administrator or something. So I hope to make it more easy to actually manage running the competition basically. And the way it works is you start a week. We did Snowcase 2017 then, I think. No, 2018. We did Snowcase for the first time. I mean, the Fuck It challenge for the first time. And it's just a bunch of challenges. When you complete a challenge, you have to yell fuck it or otherwise it doesn't count. And then people need to be in the vicinity to be able to validate that. And then every evening we had like a ledger phase where the person that was running the competition would check, okay, Tim, did you do any challenges today? And you could be like, yes, I completed the Allo Allo challenge and I talked the entire day in some kind of weird accent, for example. And then he would mark that, he would give you some points. So that's basically what I'm trying to build now, is a web app that we can use to hopefully run the Fuck It challenge again next year. So that's my deadline. That's why I have 34 live coding sessions left until Snowcase 2020. So yeah, that's what it's about. But you can check it out now. You go here. Maybe someone did in fact already add some competitions. And then the thing I hope to learn from this, so that's the other stuff. I hope to learn more about using Kotlin and Vue. Yeah, I actually skipped this part, the other testing frameworks, because it caused me to be less productive than I wanted to be. But I also hope to prove to myself that I can incrementally go from having a monolithical architecture or like with an anemic domain model to an hexagonal one. Because if I can prove that to myself, that I can first gain a lot of speed in the beginning and then learn a lot about the domain, to then throw that domain or throw away the model basically and rebuild it using hexagonal architecture with the stuff that I learned. Ugh. Yeah. Yahtzee. If you're not a bot, I am not interested in getting more viewers, I guess. I just hope to make the tiniest of impact possible, I guess, by just sharing what I am doing with the world. But also it helps me double check what I'm doing. Free promotion. Yeah. Right. Unfortunately, your channel has bad positions due to the small number of viewers. Yeah. I mean, do I really care? Hey, Karel, I was wondering, is that a good enough explanation for you? Or do you have some more questions? No, no one added a new competition. I was checking here with this. This can go. Oh yeah. So basic idea: make a web app that allows for a lower threshold competition, maintenance, some admin stuff, and at the same time prove that I can go from anemic domain model to hexagonal architecture. Well, monolith to hexagonal, basically. I'm not even sure that this is like an actual thing, because this is more about splitting up into bounded contexts, which I only have one of. And I probably only will have one in total. But going from anemic domain model to like proper DDD with CQRS and event sourcing maybe is something that I'm interested in as well. Should probably put that in there as well. Data tables are, yeah, so not sure if I need to do this. Let's make 3 bounded contexts. Yeah, you've got suggestions for which ones then? You've got competition creation, competition runtime. I think it's the same. But feel free to prove me wrong, Ruben? Let's add this close thing though. Bam. Привет, close. So this was show dialogue. And then I have no idea why this is a thing though. This is just so that nope, don't know. Where is edited index used? That's what I want to know. Which parts you know, I have some diagrams. So this is the flow. You would first create a competition, or we can mute our mics. Yeah. It's not muted though, is it? Fill in stuff, competition, add recovery email. Oh, I need to remove that stuff because it's not used anymore. Yeah, you can have a look at this. Maybe you could tell me if it makes sense. This stuff is edited. I wonder where this index thing is used though. You sure you want to delete? Ah, yeah. So. So maybe the dialogue takes that as an index thing as well. Somewhere, maybe. No, not really. Oh, right. I do need these things. And then my headers need to be updated as well, I think. Or should be like actions or something. Yeah. we can already add that stuff, right? Why not? So that would be here. Edit and delete. Yeah. And then my headers should now also include actions. Oh no, and I only want to add these when it's editable. Where's the mount? Do we have that thing here? Mount. Add. So if is editable, then I want to headers.push. This.headers.push. Can you items? It takes, yeah, we can do two things. Okay, cool. So I can do text, which is something, and then value, which is something, and then another one. Okay. Yeah, because I've got like a blinking light on my mic. It didn't get muted. We switch back to this header. Ah, actually it's just a single one. Oops. Off. Yeah. So this is just because okay, I guess even if I have a there we go. Then what? So only add the actions column when it's editable. So I have to do the same here. VF is editable. And then I need both of these functions, which we are gonna steal. Okay. So we don't have desserts, I'm afraid. And then item is going to be a challenge. So let's rename that challenge. And then this dot challenges, I think. Yeah. So here's just if it exists. Index of challenge. And then I just want to clone that challenge that's being edited to the edited item. For what reason? It's still unknown to me. I think also we call this editable challenge. Yeah. And then this is the edited index. Editable challenge. Default challenge, let's call this thing. And here also added. And then I guess is an integer or something. WTF. Yeah, we've got visitors. Sure. If they are able to see me. Look at these kids. That was fun. Number? Alright. So I think it's a number. Let's see. Edited index. Where are you at? I guess it's important to default to -1. Excuse. And then maybe we'll also need a default challenge then. Challenge, which is which looks exactly like this one, in fact. Weird breaking news. Weird guy with headset filming himself waving and smiling creepily to a group of small children. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Yep. Breaking. I was live, young Benchy. Been a while. Maybe also let's add a save. Of course. Oh, really? Still working out the kinks? Damn. Wait, that doesn't sound fun. Okay. So did you actually find a use in the bounded context that we created back then, or not even? What's going on? Yeah, I know that it's missing the ID. Okay, it's not all broken. At least there's that. Yeah, I think these challenges should... Oh, yeah. There's a difference, because sometimes I want to use challenges with an ID and sometimes without an ID. I guess maybe I don't need this. Or like have an editable challenge be a challenge with ID 0 or something. Or undefined or null. Maybe you can't do null because... Hashtag there I fixed it? Yeah, what I thought. Okay, so I'll merge. I'll go like this again then. Get rid of editable challenge. Maybe I can go like this. Challenge. And then get rid of this. And then inline this, and then hopefully... Oh, that's too bad. Okay. IntelliJ. That's too bad. Competition detail. Oh, yikes. Get rid of that. And then all of these should just be a challenge. And then we fixed all the things. If you're interested, I can send you a list of what was broken since the start of production. Yeah, I am actually interested. But maybe like do that on in our Slack channel or something. I would love to know and learn from that, because we don't. I don't think we have. I don't think we have learned from that, in fact. So. Maybe this should be closed dialogue. And then save should be save edit challenge, or save edit should be fine. All right, cool. Cheers, mate. Are you at work now? I mean, or are you also on a holiday? Save edit. Where did I put that? There's got to be an action somewhere that says save. Just save. Here we go. And this should be close dialogue. All right. Let's see. Nope, still breaking. Challenge. What about now? Linter. It's not running. Okay. Well done. Alright. Still some issues. No semicolon probably. Yeah. Neither here and or there, in fact. Alright. Oh, I don't need this now, since I just want to clone a new one. Another forgotten semicolon. I should have just fixed all in file or something, right? Confirm. Maybe it'll need this thing, and I don't have a confirm yet. I'm unsure. Methods. I keep in mind I don't have a watch expression on dialogue yet, so stuff might break. I guess it's the regular confirm dialogue, right? Just the regular pop-up. What is the problem? Expected no space. That's in the props. Yeah. So if you don't add an exclamation point, it should stick to it. And then this confirm, I don't think I can fix that easily. Let's see if it works. It does nay. Why emitted value instead of an instance of error? Oh. Ah, yeah. Both the table and the toolbar are in the same. So, I guess I need to wrap both of them. In a div that I don't care about. All right. So rendering this seems fine. So now let's pass is editable is true in the create competition screen. Where is this challenges? No, it's not. It should be competition detail. Here it is. And then we'll add is editable equals true. Might want to do this so that this gets evaluated to an actual boolean. Oh, there's still more shit needs fixing. And the headers. Now it probably doesn't expect a space before. Oh boy. Okay, this is not up to date anymore. Eh? This is taking quite a while now. Alright. No lint errors. Oh, good lint errors. Yeah, it's the same one we got last time. Missing white space though. Default challenge. That's probably right here. There you go. Okay. Yeah. We're getting there. Alright. Last thing. Okay. Okay, here it is. Add challenge. Let's make sure that thing add challenge. This is that this button is in fact so we've got flat. Let's do a row layout, and then let's say that we want like space between. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do it. It's not. Oh, also it doesn't render it doesn't change the header stuff. That's probably due to the rendering time. Yeah. So we've got a couple of issues, so I don't really remember how to fix this missing header thing. I wonder if you just add the header and the column doesn't render. If it still renders this. So let's do this along with the competition detail having false. Yeah, dang it. So now we've got the opposite problem. True. Okay, so here we go. Kind of weird that it's not there yet. Okay, let's add challenge. Seems legit. Test 12. Testing. Save. Ah. It is in there though. It's just not showing as the first item that you added. Probably because default ordering is by name or something. How do they do that here? Because if I add a new item, let's say it's snarf, and I just have everything be 0, it still gets added to as a first line. And then it's gone if you reorder. So maybe there's something going on with the... Also, I didn't do the watch thing, and yet it's still just word. Ah, yeah, but it's automatically watched if it's a property. I created show dialogue as a property, so I don't need to do this fact. I just change it. I don't understand why they do that though. Me? Oh, this is why. Okay, let's maybe take a moment to finish up and let's go back to the challenges table. This forum title I am not using. I should be using that in the dialogue. It's always the same. That's it. That's why. What I think I'm going to do is make a computed property. Would I put that here? Get forum title. There we go. And then we can return edit index less than 0, then it's new challenge. Otherwise, it'll be edit challenge. This button suddenly disappears though, that's kind of weird. And that's probably because the default is false, but then again, I don't know. So new challenge works. I click on edit thing, edit challenge. I guess maybe it'll be better to click on it to open a dialogue instead of having these actions. And then clicking on it would open this dialogue, which is way too big as well. Oh yeah, but that's because the table is now extending the width of the screen for no reason. Okay. God, I'm hungry. You know, let's wrap things up and then leave stuff for Thursday instead of tomorrow. Maybe I should stream tomorrow morning then or something. Could do that. Why not? Okay, let's add stuff. So here what we did instead, it has editable challenges. Well done, but we still need to fix some things. For example, small things I'm not gonna mention, like this thing is blue. I never have a blue button yet, so let's not do that. So what I want to do is get rid of action buttons, move to a row click. Well, actually move to dialogue. Clicking on row should open edit dialogue. Yeah, and then I can delete from there. That makes way more sense. And then what? Then we can, I guess, fix or figure out why on refresh is editable seems to be false. Auto reload, at least manual refresh does seem to work. Maybe it's just a caching issue. And then I need some way to save those edited challenges. Provide button to save edits to challenges of a competition. All right, and then because I can just add things to this one, but then test won't get persisted. See, so even if I do add challenge and I say test, and it's got 99 points, and it's got test, it will be here. But if I just refresh the page, then it will just reload the Snowcase challenges, and test won't be in it anymore since I didn't persist it. So it needs a backend actually. And then this is backend. Provide new REST API to update a competitions challenges. Yikes, I hate this word, update. Because, you know, what did I actually change? Maybe I do just want to update a single challenge. Or backend provide new REST API. Update a single competition challenge and to add a new, well, this one is already there, and to all add new challenge when a new challenge was added. Content. Okay. I think we did make some progress though. Maybe I shouldn't have started so late on it. Well, actually, the bug fix, which one was it? This one, it took longer than I expected. Okay, now we've got some nice tasks ahead of us. So this is sort of finished. This here also finished. Oh yeah, and then there's a, yeah, I hope that by removing these actions that it actually just works. Oh right, and then align this add challenge button to the right. Maybe I want to add that stuff too. Move add challenge button to the right. Well, actually, align and not make it blue. Update. Okay, I think that's it for today. Clear enough. All right, let's do a little recap. So we did both of these. The cancel button thing was super fast. Then we, or before that, we tried to fix this, but then we ended up having to change competition ID because it wasn't valid anymore, or it was lacking validation. I added a required property as well to the name text field of a competition when you're creating one. So that works nicely. And then I wrote some extra tests, one of them which failed on CI. Okay, yeah. That's about it. And I think production now has the latest version that doesn't break stuff. So it's not, this isn't in there. Ooh, you know what? Before I forget, like other challenge tables need to verify, like maybe like something before the backend maybe or something. I don't know. Other usages of challenges table don't break because we're not passing is editable. Do it. Update. Alright, that's about it. Alright, thanks again for hanging out. And probably see you tomorrow morning then instead of tomorrow afternoon, because tomorrow afternoon we've got our knowledge sharing afternoon, and I'll be hosting I will be hosting it, and we'll be using the open space format, so it's gonna be cool. I've already heard of some colleagues what they want to do, and it's gonna be an interesting afternoon as well. Anyway, see you tomorrow morning, or if something comes up, it'll be Thursday afternoon earliest. All right, thanks again for hanging out, and see you next time. Peace. I might be hosting people. Let's do that first. Peace.